on CBC. Hockey Night in Canada. Brought to you by Molson, North America's oldest brewery with nearly 200 years of brewing excellence. Esso, with over 3,000 locations across Canada to serve you better. And by Ford of Canada, where quality is more than a commitment. Quality is job one.
Last night it was a classic playoff struggle between the Oilers and Kings and coaches Glenn Sather and Pat Quinn, who both showed their playoff savvy. But only one coach could claim victory after Game 1.
It's too bad we lost that way because it was a good hockey game. I'd rather see someone walk in and stick handle and stuff one up the top. You know, that's the way I would rather the game have ended. But it didn't. You take your lumps and you come back tomorrow. That's the way we always have operated.
Both teams didn't make their own mistakes. It was a good, solid game from LA's point of view and from our point of view. I imagine Quinn's a little disappointed because, you know, we ended up getting the last goal, but it was a good game for both clubs.
Tonight, the Los Angeles Kings and Edmonton Oilers in Game 2 of their Smythe Division semifinal. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hockey Night in Canada. I'm Chris Cuthbert. The Oilers had a scare in Game 1, but survived to take a 1-0 lead in the series, but the Kings served notice that they'll be tough the rest of the way. Joining me is Gary Dornhofer. And Gary, it was a tight defensive battle last night. Do you expect any changes tonight?
Well, as far as the Los Angeles Kings are concerned, Pat Quinn said their team has to attack more. That means the Dion line and the Nichols line, when they get the puck and they're going down the ice in a line rush, they have to penetrate that blue line and really get a good scoring opportunity. It seemed that last night's game, Chris, they slowed down, and they really didn't want to take a chance in getting caught and have that transition play by the Oilers break out of their own end. So he wants better scoring chances by his hockey club.
Any changes for the Oilers in strategy tonight?
Well, I think the Oilers' strength, everybody will agree, is to skate and move that puck ahead, and that's something that Glenn Sather would like his team to do a little better than they did in Game 1, and I believe they will do it.
Okay, Gary. Well, despite a shaky goal in overtime last night, the dominant player on the ice was Los Angeles goaltender Bob Janasek. With more, here's Howie Meeker.
Play great goal in the playoffs, all you have to do is obey the little things that are so doggone important. Watch this, Messier home free on Janasek. And Messier will give him the dipsy doodle here, but stop it right there. Now look, the key is that Janasek is backed up, but watch his stick. Messier is going to go for the 5-hole, but he doesn't lift his stick when he moves his right leg and makes a great, great save right there. Didn't go for the fake, backed up, stayed in his feet till he knew what Messier was going to do and made the save. Now here you stay on the short side. Never get beat on the short side. Krushelnyski has the puck here and will start out. Now watch how Janasek pushes off. Krushelnyski with the puck. Watch this pass to Curry. He tried to intercept it, but look at that great push off, the speed which Janasek got across the net and made an unbelievable save. When you get a save like that from a goaltender in a playoff game, that's a bonus.
Thank you, Howie. We expect more great goaltending from Bob Janasek tonight, and also Grant Fuhrer, who was outstanding for the Edmonton Oilers. Now let's check our Hockey Night in Canada scoreboard. Playoff action. The Rangers continue to play Philadelphia tough. George McPhee has the goal there as New York leads Philadelphia 1-0 in the second period. In the other Patrick Division semifinal, Lou Francischetti has a goal. The Capitals trying to go 2-up on the New York Islanders. That's in the third period. Well, the Boston Bruins continue to give the Montreal Canadiens trouble. It's 3-2 now in the third period for Boston. The Bruins won Game 1. In the other Adams Division semifinal, Quebec already a game ahead, or a goal ahead in that game in the third period. Goulet and Ashton the goal scorers. Brian Sutter has scored as St. Louis tries to even that series in the Norris Division. And in the other Norris Division semifinal, Chicago continues their goal-scoring barrage. They lead Detroit 3-0. Our Hockey Night in Canada update game comes to you from Winnipeg, where the Calgary Flames lead the Jets by a score of 1-0 on this goal by Alan McInnes. The big shot handcuffs Brian Hayward. It is 1-0 in the second period. Well, the Los Angeles Kings and Edmonton Oilers are almost ready for game number 2, Hockey Night in Canada, and the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC return in just a moment.
toughest roads aren't in the mountains. They're in big cities, perhaps even your city. We asked Brad LeKay to drive this Ford Ranger over some of the meanest streets this city can dish out. But this Ranger is built Ford top with twin I-beam independent front suspension to handle those cavernous potholes and bone-jarring bumps. And Ranger is powered by a new fuel-injected 4-cylinder engine or the super powerful, no extra cost V6. Nice driving, Brad. Best price, best built, best selling. Built Ford top.
Grimley's happy today. That piece of paper in his pocket is his ticket on his favorite game, the Express. $100,000 top prize, down to $5 for an easy 2-digit match. Grimley plays it every Wednesday. I think he just won, but he won't tell.
Express.
Easier to play.
Easier to win.
Did you see that? He smiled.
It's too easy.
He smiled. He won. He won. Tell them you smiled. Tell them.
Now there's a diet drink that tastes even better than Diet 7-Up. Tastes even crisper and cleaner than Diet 7-Up. What is it? An even better tasting Diet 7-Up.
Ooh, that refreshing taste. Oh, so crisp, so clear. Ooh, that refreshing taste. Diet 7-Up, it's new, it's here.
Refreshing taste. Now the best is even better.
Hello, hockey fans. Here at the Northlands Coliseum, the singing of the national anthems with Paul Lorio. The officials working this playoff game in Edmonton tonight, Ron Fournier, 35-year-old referee, his 6th year as an NHL official, Gerard Gauthier and Wayne Forsey, the linesman who also worked in Game 1. And the goaltenders, the same two that faced each other in a goaltending duel last night. Janicic, the 27-year-old rookie from Chicago. And at the other end, a 22-year-old Grant Fuhr, who got the victory. And in the regular season had 26 victories for the Oilers. Janicic had 22 wins for the Los Angeles Kings. Gary made the big hike up from ice level. a very crucial game for the Los Angeles Kings.
Absolutely, and you know, Quinn was satisfied with the game one, but they have to pick up the tempo. Let's see if they can do it.
Messier, Anderson, and Napier, the starting forward line for Edmonton, with a defensive Lowe and Fogelin, and an icing call stops the play. Los Angeles starting with Dion, McClellan, and Taylor, although in the opening second, Sykes
Pat Quinn was contemplating some lineup changes. He thought about putting Rick LaPointe in and taking one of the rookies out. They said, look, what a great opportunities for these young kids to participate in the playoffs, because that's where our future is, and we're going to go with the kids, because even putting a veteran in isn't going to make much difference. So he's going with exactly the same lineup as he had in game one.
And now he has Dion centering McClellan and Taylor. On defense, number 6, one of those youngsters, Ken Hammond. Mark Hardy is number 20 at the right point. As McClellan gets the puck to Taylor. Taylor's shot partially blocked by Fogelin. With the puck is Glenn Anderson. Chased by McClellan, bumps from back of the net, and Gretzky clears the puck to center ice. Now Gretzky's out there with Messier and Anderson. So it looks like Glenn Sather is going to do some line juggling to try and get away from the checking of Phil Sykes as Taylor moves in the Oilers zone. Sykes shadowed Gretzky all last night very effectively. He's not on the ice against him now. He can't get off that bench. The Kings have the puck now. Dave Taylor tripped up as he comes in over the line to McClellan. Brian McClellan to the point to Mark Hardy. Shot high. McClellan's backhander. Fuhr handled that. Mark Messier gets the puck and puts it into the crowd.
Well, an excellent shift by the Los Angeles Kings. You know, they got over the line. They're causing some damage, doing some good forechecking. Lee Fogelin, an unlikely hero, but somebody that decided to shoot the puck from an impossible angle. His only shot on net, and it went in.
And it was from almost the corner of the rink. The only mistake Bob Janicic, the only glaring error at least he made in the entire game, and Lee Fogelin scored his first ever playoff overtime goal in a 3-2 win for the Oilers in game one of this best-of-5 series. And Coffey hustles out with the puck. He scored a spectacular goal on an end-to-end rush last night. Coffey scores! He's at it again.
Now that's something that the LA Kings better do something about, the likes of Paul Coffey. But again, that great acceleration. Fox had a crack at him. Look at that cut into the middle. Tremendous. And now it doesn't look like Janicic is really set. And it just beats him inside on the short side. Here's another look at it as Paul Coffey cuts across. And I think Janicic just blew that one. He wasn't set at all for that one. Went right under his legs.
Krushelnyski gets an assist. 2-on-1 for Edmonton. Coffey and Krushelnyski. Coffey stopped by Janicic this time.
Jim, that's a big save for Janicic.
Krushelnyski got the only assist on the goal at 1:10. Coffey's second goal of the series. Gary Curry with the puck. Falling as he's checked by number 2, Craig Redmond, who puts it off the boards for Bernie Nichols. Quite often this season, Janicic has allowed a goal on the first shot on the net, and it happened tonight.
And we talked about that in game one. That's a fear of Pat Quinn's because it happened so many times to his hockey club.
The Oilers scoring the opening goal, as they did last night when they took leads of 1-0 and 2-1. Willie Lindstrom checked off the puck by Jay Wells.
Jim, what's happening right now is the Oilers are playing their game. They're freewheeling, and it's up to LA to start getting in front of people and slow down the pace.
Semenko, who didn't play much last night, clearing it back into the Los Angeles zone. That's Jay Wells to the puck around for Galley, number 3. Semenko intercepts Tiger Williams. Ahead now to Doug Smith on the right wing is Steve Shutt. The long shot, Fuhr handled that one. Kevin Lowe. Suffered a mild Charlie horse last night when he crashed into the goalpost, but he's out there, number 4 on the Oiler defense. But Semenko bumps with Galley, works him over a little bit, and Semenko is going to get a penalty for roughing up Gary Galley along the boards. It's a delayed penalty on Edmonton's Dave Semenko. As soon as the Oilers get possession, here comes the penalty with 3:05 gone in the period. Stanley Cup 85 on CBC is coming to you from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
As a goalie, I depend on this to protect my eyes. Canadian National Institute for the Blind. is a united way agency that know how important it is to protect your eyes. Thanks to your support, the CNIB works hard to save lives in sports, in recreation, and on the job. Thanks to you, it works for all of us. Your united way. Right, kids?
Yeah!
Every coach in the National Hockey League will talk about taking bad penalties. Make sure, especially in playoff time, you can see Dave Semenko against the boards, get the stick up, and then allow LA to go on the power play. They were 0 for 5 in Game 1. They scored the most power play goals during the regular season. That's another area where they have to get their act together, is on the power play.
They did score 87 goals in the regular season with a man advantage, the highest total in the league, but their power play percentage was 9th overall. Edmonton's penalty killing was 9th overall, but they do score a lot of shorthanded goals. The Oilers had 25 in the season, tops in the league. Now the Kings setting up on the power play. Dion's pass in front for Taylor. Dave Taylor with the puck. Dion goes to the front of the nets. McClellan is at the side of the goal, and on the point they have Nichols, number 9, and Hardy, number 20. Fuhrer makes the save on the second shot as well. Nichols going to the puck, keeping it on side along the boards as he battles with Lee Fogelin. And the play is stopped with 1 minute and 31 seconds left in Semenko's penalty.
Now some good work by Nichols against the boards. You know, the consensus on the penalty killing of the Oilers during the regular season, the middle was always open. When the LA Kings came out of their own end, they would try and go into a swing and throw the puck up the middle. So obviously the Oilers did some homework and studied the tapes, because they closed the middle in Game 1, and that gave the Kings a lot of trouble getting out of their own end.
Messier and Gretzky are killing the penalty up front for Edmonton. On defense, Lowe and Fogelin. And the Kings have to organize in the neutral zone. During the regular season, in their 8 meetings, Edmonton won 4, Los Angeles won 3, and there was a 2-all tie in their first meeting of the year. Brian McClellan on the boards, losing the puck. Out comes Messier, as Gretzky's now been replaced by Billy Carroll, and Hunter now comes out as a penalty killer as well. 1:07 left in Semenko's penalty. It's 1-0 Edmonton on Coffey's goal. Brian McClellan, number 27, into the corner to Dave Taylor. Dion's in front of the net as Nichols controls at the point. Watched by Coffey. The shot deflects and taken aside by Carroll. Coffey clears it out. Hardy shadowed by Dave Hunter. Now there's 35 seconds left in the power play. McClellan checked from behind by Carroll. He's grabbed by McClellan. The crowd reacts to that. Puck came in front, but he's easily intercepted by Hunter. Coming out with Huddy, joined by Gretzky. Pass intercepted with 12 seconds left in the Los Angeles power play, and it looks like they could be 0 for 6 in the series with a man advantage. As the penalty's just about over. McClellan from the corner. The penalty's over. Edmonton back at full strength. From the point, Craig Redmond shot. Fuhrer stopped it. I don't think he saw it, but he stood up to make the save. And Gretzky winds up with the puck, joined by Coffey. Semenko's with him. And they're offside. Now for the Hockey Night in Canada update, here is Chris Cuthbert.
Well, Jim, the Jets have turned the tables early in the second period. Trailing 1-0 after 1, the Jets get on the scoreboard. Dave Babbage will feed it across here. Dave Ellett takes the shot. Now it misses the net, but it takes a bad angle hop off the glass. Dale Howardchuk, his second goal of the playoffs, and it tied at 1-1. And then 16 seconds later, Reggie Lemelin drops that shot, and Doug Smale cashes in on the rebound. Jets lead 2-1.
Lemelin doesn't look very sharp. On both of those goals there, he seemed to be asleep. And you have to have a good goaltending, especially in Winnipeg.
And Hayward's been giving the Jets very good goaltending down the stretch and in the playoffs. Of course, the winner of that series plays the winner of this series. The venues change on the weekend. Games in Calgary and Los Angeles on Saturday. And a little mix-up off the face-off. Steve Shutt and Mark Messier. Shutt not normally involved in any altercation, but took exception to Messier's moves as they line up, and they're very close to the face-off spot. The 2 number 11s. Hardy with the puck. Slides to Grant Fuhr. Andy Mogan, the backup goaltender for Edmonton. Darren Elliott, the backup for Los Angeles. As Messier comes in with Napier on the right wing. Messier winds up with the puck again, then loses it for the second time. Doug Smith trying to get loose. Randy Gregg gets the puck in the corner, and Smith goes after him there. Tiger Williams slowed up by Melnick as they battle for the puck. Williams centering it. Hardy winds up and lets it go, and it's wide of the target. Williams, the side of the net, trying to shoot. And Fuhr covers up the puck. We played 6 minutes of the opening period. Coffey's goal has Edmonton ahead.
When the night was thick with the snore of sleep, Jimmy Jet's dream made a giant leap to a toy Esso station that came to life with a Jeep and a dog and a shiny red bike. Then crash rolled the boy who went with his teddy to find all the people but found only Eddie playing near his favorite toy. So he went back to bed and the dreams of a boy. Give your boy or girl something to dream about, too. The Playmobil Esso station for $19.95 with 6 purchases from Esso, you can save $60.
In the Patrick Division semifinal in Philadelphia, rookie Todd Bergen has his second goal of the playoffs. It's now the Flyers and Rangers tied 1-1.
Keeping you up to date in all the action. 8 playoff games again tonight.
A lot of pressure by the Kings as they've already registered 7 shots against Grant Fuhr. He's been flawless. Standing up. Boy, he's making some good saves.
Dion gets the draw to Brian Engblom, number 5, putting it back of the net. Kevin Lowe takes over there as Dion moves into forecheck. Dion after the puck again. Now Lowe starts up for the Oilers. Kushelniski getting behind Redmond. Kushelniski right in, centered it. Craig Redmond starting out, the 19-year-old from Langley, British Columbia. He scored a goal last night in his first playoff game. Yari Curry. Curry, shot, blocked. Kushelniski looking around for Gretzky, who moves to the slot. And the play was broken up as Dion dumped it out. And once again, we're seeing Dion against Gretzky, and we saw a lot of that last night.
Especially with Sykes out there. He's covering Gretzky at every opportunity and getting right on him so he can't handle the puck. And that's really what Quinn talked about, that we have to do. And Gretzky only got 1 point in game 1, but he was on the ice for 3 goals that the Oilers scored.
7 minutes gone. First period, it's 1-0 for Edmonton. They lead the series 1-0. Here's a breakaway opportunity, but the puck was steered away by Huddy. Just as Jimmy Fox was trying to get in the clear. McClellan to Fox. Fox in the slot. Fuhr made the save. Another save. Fox again. Another save by Grant Fuhr. He stopped Fox twice. He stopped Nichols once.
Is that goaltending, folks? I'm telling you, what some excellent saves, and the Oilers are just standing around watching it all. Grant Fuhr had to do it by himself. And is he getting a hand? Well, here it is. Goaltending at the very best you can do. Up and down. It's amazing how quick Grant Fuhr can get to his feet. There's 3 of them, and everybody's just watching. And finally, Hunter has the presence ice that puck, relieve the pressure. So when we talked about attacking, that's what Pat Quinn wanted. That's exactly what the Kings are doing in this first period.
Los Angeles has outshot Edmonton 11-2 so far in the game.
And down by 1.
And we played 7.5 minutes. Coffey from Kushelniski at 1:10 on the first Oilers shot on goal. The scoring play as Mark Messier, who's from Edmonton, moves into the face-off spot against Bernie Nichols, who's from Haliburton, Ontario. And Nichols had a 100-point season. Messier had a tough year with injuries and suspensions. He missed 25 games. He's waved out of the circle as Hunter goes in against Nichols, and the Oilers get possession. Dr. Randy Gregg, who's also an Edmontonian, clears the puck down the ice. Icing waved off. Galley chasing after it. Hunter moves in to check it. Took him high on the end boards. And Lumley takes over. Dave Lumley, who wore number 20 previously with Edmonton in his previous stint with the Oilers. Then Billy Carroll got that number, and when Lumley was picked up, he switched to 8. Gregg controlling the puck with 8 minutes gone, first period. Jay Wells to Jimmy Fox. Coming in with McClellan and Nichols. Wells from the point. Lets it go, and it's blocked. Gets the puck again. Again it's blocked by the sprawling Randy Gregg. On the point, Jay Wells. Fuhr makes the stop. Dave Hunter with the puck.
You know, once in a while, if you're going to blast it from the point, why not take a slap shot and go right in?
Bernie Nichols with room to shoot, and Fuhr's there to stop it. Grant Fuhr outstanding in the early stages. His team leading 1-0. All season long, really, Oilers goaltending has to be good often early in the game. The Oilers like to go wheeling out up the ice to score goals, and their goaltenders often are faced with a lot of shots.
Well, coaches throughout the National Hockey League have always said that the Oilers give up a lot of good scoring chances. Tonight certainly proves that.
But they have an excellent tandem in Fuhr and Moog. Doug Smith's shot stopped by Grant Fuhr, hanging on to the puck. Nearing the midway mark of the first period, Fuhr hanging on to that 1-0 lead.
You may get copies made outside your office because you think you can't afford a copier. Well, the truth is, you can't afford not to own one. Because now there's a surprisingly inexpensive Sharp Z60 mini copier. It's simple to maintain, a cinch to operate, and delivers plain paper copies in a variety of colors. So get the inexpensive Sharp Z60. You don't know what you've been missing. The Sharp Z60. From sharp minds come sharp products.
Right now, it looks like Glenn Sather is using Krushelnyski and Messier to take all the face-offs in the Oilers' end of the ice, and they're the two best, too. Strength, anticipation, winning a lot of the draws, because LA was very good. They won a high percentage of face-offs.
Doug Smith of the Kings against Mike Krushelnyski. Smith won the draw. Hardy with the puck. Charlie Huddy takes over. He's on defense with Coffey. Up front, Krushelnyski, Gretzky, and Curry. Mike Krushelnyski with the puck. Hammond moves to check him. Took him out. They chase after the puck. Smith comes in to help. Then cleared the puck out. Smith, Shutt, and Sykes, the forward line for Los Angeles. Sykes will be out there as much as they can get him out against Gretzky. So he just follows 99 around. Sykes is number 7. He's from Dawson Creek, British Columbia, 26-year-old rookie out of North Dakota University. Coffey chasing the puck, shouted by Smith. Curry, who's always back, helping in his own end of the rink, a fine two-way player, got the puck back to Coffey, who's starting one of his rushes, this time a long pass. Puck slides to Bob Janicic, who's only made 2 saves so far in this game. There's Phil Sykes.
Well, in game 1, he certainly did a job, but you know, we asked Pat Quinn after the game, sure, you put Sykes in there. He's not going to go into the offensive zone because he has to hang back in case the Oilers use that transition play. And it has to take away some of your offense from Dion and Taylor. And Quinn agreed, but that's been the game plan. They're going to go with that. And what Quinn is really hoping that Smith's line and Nichols' line pick up the scoring.
3 players in the Edmonton roster not dressed tonight. The same 3 that sat out last night. Yaroslav Pozar, Pat Hughes, and Don Jackson. All healthy, although Pozar's had a recent facial injury. 5 players on the Los Angeles roster not dressed. J.P. Kelly, Russ Anderson, Brian Wilkes, Carl Mokasak, and Rick LaPointe. Healthy, but not dressed tonight. Dave Taylor. Brian McCullen centering it. Oh, another great save off Marcel Dion. And Grant Fuhr was in the right place at the right time.
Jim, there's an example of the Dion, Taylor, McClellan line when they're together. You know, the quick pass penetrate the zone, heading for the front of the net. Excellent movement of the puck and good scoring chances. So that's we'd like to have Quinn have that line intact, but it hasn't been possible because Sykes in a lot of cases has to go in place of McClellan.
The Kings have had those shots on Fuhr, while the Oilers have had only 2 on Bob Janicic, but 1 was the goal by Paul Coffey.
Well, that's what Fuhr had in the first period in game 1, but that was for 20 minutes here. There's still 9:51 left to go in the first period.
Mark Messier concentrating as he gets ready for the face-off against Marcel Dion.
What's the old saying, though, Jim? Shots don't mean a thing unless the puck goes in the net.
That's what we're losing, things like that. Messier for Anderson, tipped away. The fast skating line of Anderson, Messier, and Napier up front for Edmonton. Napier, number 18, along the boards after the puck. Taylor to Gary Galley, a rookie defenseman from Bowling Green. Just picked it off the post. That just went outside the goal post. Messier bumped on the boards, but got the puck to Lee Fogelin. just did get it outside the zone. Los Angeles having a big edge in the early stages of the game, but trailing 1-0 as Glenn Anderson failed to get through the defense. Galley, who's from Ottawa, gets it to McClellan, who jumps it in. Both teams making changes. 9 minutes left, first period. It's 1-0 for Edmonton. Larry Melnick from Saskatoon, overskating. Oh, Fox almost got loose, but Melnick intercepts. Melnick's been up and down between the NHL and the American League much of the season, doing a good job for the Oilers, who still lead this one by 1.
Second by second, hour by hour, day by day. When you save at the Continental Bank, time is on your side. Because whatever savings account you choose, you'll earn interest on all your money every day. And no other bank can say that. Continental Bank of Canada. Bankers in action.
Here, Paul Coffey's goal has Edmonton ahead 1-0 in Winnipeg. It's still 2-1 for the Jets over the Flames in the second game of their series. Winnipeg winning their opener in overtime. You're right up to date on that one and all the action in Games 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs 85. Play in the Edmonton zone where it's been a lot of the period. Jerry Ruskowski, number 8, battling along the boards for Los Angeles as the puck is in the skates of Kevin McClellan. And number 6 with the puck is rookie Ken Hamilton. Only played 3 NHL games coming out of RPI and college hockey. Steps right into the playoffs. Hunter failed to handle that puck, and now it bounces to Hardy to Fox. Too far ahead for Nichols, who's hauled down by McClellan, who bumps him a bit. But icing is called on the Los Angeles Kings. Live on CBC, Stanley Cup 85.
Don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it with a friend and you both can bend. Do it for your muscles, it'll make them hustle. Do it for your feet, it's kind of neat. Do it with some action, participation. Don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Participation. Get with the action. Do it, do it, do it.
Gretzky and Dion, a face-off in the Los Angeles zone. Krushelnyski on the board. Janicic handling the puck. Not too strong out of the goal. Hasn't handled the puck much in this first period. The shots are 15-2. This is Dion getting loose. Huddy comes over to check him. And he gets a weak shot on Fuhr from a sharp angle.
See, that's when Dion should have really put the afterburners on and go with a good burst of speed. But, you know, he slowed right down, waiting for one of his wingers to catch up.
Greg Redmond, who played on the '84 Canadian Olympic team. Number 2 on the Kings defense. Joining the rush is Sykes, took a shot. Failed to get the second try. Wayne Gretzky with the puck. Gary Curry moving in on Engblom as Gretzky was decked by Taylor in the neutral zone. The puck went off of the skate of Krushelnyski, and Janicic was alert to stop it. Coffey. This guy can really wheel. What a skater. Curry shoots. Janicic made the save and held the puck. Now with a Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Chris Cuthbert.
Calgary is back on even terms in Winnipeg. Jim Poplinski with a nice pass to Steve Bozek, who has a lane, and the backhand beats Brian Hayward. It's 2-2 in the second.
Yeah, right now it's the Paul Coffey show as far as the Edmonton Oilers are concerned. He stands out. That's all that the Oilers have done tonight is a couple of rushes by Paul Coffey. Jim, I really thought the Oilers would play one heck of a first period, and that has not materialized. LA Kings had something else in mind.
Kevin Lowe with the puck, backhands it high. It bounces to Steve Schutt. Schutt, who was with 4, make that 5 Stanley Cup champions in Montreal, although he said in one of them he just sat in the press box most of the time. 5 Stanley Cup rings with the Canadiens. Williams goes in with a heavy check on Lowe, back of the Edmonton goal, as Semenko gets the puck out. Billy Carroll makes a nice move by Galley, taken out of the boards. And Schutt starts out with the puck. Tried to squeeze through Fogelin and Lowe and didn't get through, and Lowe gets the puck as Williams bumps him near the corner. Big Dave Semenko, long pass onto the stick of Willie Lindstrom, dumping it in as they make line changes. 6:18 left first period, 1-0 Edmonton. Carroll out of the corner, good save by Janicic on Dave Hunter. Right from the point, a shot bounces in front. Janicic able to cover it up as Greg flips it to the goal mouth. A little high sticking in front of the net, cooled off by the officials with 6:04 left in this opening period.
In the land of Dairy Queen.
Delicious is part of the landscape, like the Peanut Buster Parfait, layers of Spanish peanuts and hot fudge. Or the smooth delight of the Double Delight, hot fudge and butterscotch topped with crunchy pecan pieces. Or the Dairy Queen Banana Split, a fresh banana rich with the flavor of 3 tasty toppings. Come to where delicious lives.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
In Quebec City, Phil Housley tied the score, but Normand Rochefort has put Quebec back ahead 3-2 in the third.
Here still 1-0 Edmonton on Coffey's goal at 1 minute and 10 seconds. On one of 6 shots the Oilers have been credited with now against Janicic. Seem to be coming out of it here late in the period after Los Angeles dominated much of the early play. But they still haven't been able to beat Grant Pure. Hunter with the puck, getting a lot of ice time in this opening period. Bumped by Hammond. Nichols to McClellan. To Fox, Jimmy Fox. Centered it. McClellan going to the front of the net. Nichols fanned on his shot. Grabbed by Hunter. Hammond in the corner for Fox. McClellan to the point to Hammond. Wrist shot easily blocked by Melnick. Lumley to Hunter. Lumley cutting in. Lumley knocked off his stick by Hammond. Ken Hammond made the big defensive play.
Well, he went for the fake, and then he recovered to break up the scoring play, so good second effort by the rookie Hammond.
5 minutes left, first period. It snowed in Edmonton this morning. That'll make some people chuckle elsewhere and listening and viewing tonight. Pure knocking the puck aside, but it turned out to be a beautiful sunny afternoon, and the snow is gone, and spring is in the air, and so are the Stanley Cup playoffs. In the home of the Stanley Cup champions, getting a test in this first period, but still leading 1-0. Steve Shutt centering it. Williams was in front. Coffey intercepts. Coffey to Messier offside. 4:36 left in the first period. Coffey's goal still standing up.
Need silencer.
Midas muffler.
Fun, professional job, too.
Top guns are the professionals.
And I'm in hurry.
He's Russian.
Don't provoke me. Fixing now. KGB. Kinda good, boys. Documents.
Midas muffler guarantee. Good for as long as you own your car.
I shall report it to the top.
Our customers have been doing it for 25 years.
Four minutes, 36 seconds left in the first period. Edmonton now have Messier, Napier, and Anderson up front with Coffey and Huddy, the defensive pair. As the puck was out of play at the penalty box on the far side. The off-ice officials working here in Edmonton tonight are from Calgary.
You know, Jim, one of the questions that we ask ourselves after Game 1, can the LA Kings play any better than they did in Game 1? Well, that certainly has been answered in this first period. They're skating better, they're getting across and creating a lot of good chances in the offensive zone. They've been very strong along the boards. And right now, the standout certainly is Grant Pure, as he's been tested 16 times.
Marcel Dion, 33 years of age, his big 6-year contract coming to an end, but I would suspect he'll get another one worth a lot of dollars, as he's worth it. Third in the all-time list in almost every scoring category you can mention. In comes McClellan to Taylor, mystified. Wayne Gretzky coming in on Brian Engblom. The shot deflecting high. Taylor, who's from Levac, Ontario, got the puck outside the zone, is put back in offside. The Kings are coached by 42-year-old Pat Quinn. His assistants are Mike Murphy and Phil Meir, the man on the headset there, something in his eye. Phil, of course, a fine goaltender in his hockey playing career.
You just don't know what goes through a young goaltender's mind after letting that goal in last night and letting the first shot get by him in tonight's game. But one thing Quinn had said, he's a real character player, and I don't think he's going to let bad goals really bother him. He's come up with 2 good saves after letting that first one in.
4 minutes left, first period. 1-0 Edmonton. Coffey has scored the goal. As Taylor clears the puck out, Sykes hustling after it. From behind the net, Dion. It goes into the mesh behind Fuhr and is covered up to stop the play. Glenn Sather, 41 years of age. He played in 72 Stanley Cup playoff games. He was with 9 different teams, of course. He traveled around. Sort of an agitator when he played.
Yes,
Some say he's still that way as a coach, and he's been very successful as a coach, general manager, and vice president. The key man with the Oiler organization.
And he gave a little sigh of relief after last night's game. He said that it's about time we got a break, referring to the goal by Lee Fogelin.
In the background there is John Muckler, assistant coach, and Ted Green is also an assistant with the Edmonton Oilers. Coffey. Intercepted by Engblom. Krushelnyski moved to him, is put behind the net for Dion. Gary Curry gets the puck. Coffey picks it up and starts out, weaving through traffic. Paul Coffey. Dropping it for Gretzky. The shot by Huddy blocked in front. Gretzky can't get his stick free. There's going to be a penalty to Sykes, who had a hold of Gretzky's stick. Mind you, the crowd reacted before Ron Fournier put his arm in the air, but he's going to call a penalty.
I think he went for the little tumble that time, Sykes. There now.
Krushelnyski just knocked Sykes off stride, then Gretzky's knocked down, and Taylor is challenging Krushelnyski.
See, unfortunately, the referee didn't see Krushelnyski's little move there because he was going to the penalty box to assess the penalty to Sykes. All right, here's the play that we're talking about with Gretzky. I don't know.
Sykes is called for hooking on the play at 16:45. I think the Oilers are going to bump Sykes around at every opportunity. Krushelnyski winds up with a penalty as well.
He was caught. Eyes in the back of your head.
Might have been a whisper from a linesman. Krushelnyski also getting a penalty.
Well, we've seen that happen a few times when a penalty is assessed, a chance for the power play, and then there's the retaliation. That's not good concentration by the players doing that. Krushelnyski gets a roughing call.
16:45, the time of the penalty. Sykes is called hooking and Krushelnyski's roughing. And this happened in last night's game when it was a 1-0 score for Edmonton. There was an LA penalty, and in that case it was Kevin McClellan who, after the whistle, took an unnecessary penalty. Nullified his team's power play opportunity.
You know, whether Gretzky took the dive or not, I think that's a smart play on him because he's going to get checked closely. If there's any doubt, why not go down? If he can draw a penalty, to his advantage.
Especially get Sykes off the ice.
That's right.
He's shadowed. Hawkinson in front for Redmond, and his deflection is intercepted. On the ice for Los Angeles, number 21, Anders Hawkinson. I think it's his first shift as Anderson fights off the check. Engblom took him out. Mark Messier with the puck. A race for it. Rushing out is Engblom. In on Fogelin. Engblom. Ooh, he missed the check from Messier. It's a good thing he did. I think Messier almost went through the glass.
That one would have hurt.
Mark Messier, 205. Low, missing Anderson with a pass. 2:22 left, first period. 1-0 Edmonton. Teams playing 5-a-side. Lots of room to skate for Wayne Gretzky. Moving in on Engblom. In front for Coffey. Out comes Galley, chased by Coffey. Taylor with the puck. Dion coming in with him, and the play is broken up.
Here's a good example. Coffey can take chance, gamble, and he still has the speed to get back and broke up that 3-on-2 play, and we're going to have more penalties.
An exchange between Galley and Coffey. Quickly broken up by the officials, and Galley is going to get, I believe, the only penalty for interference.
There's the play where Coffey comes back. Good defensive play. And as Coffey is trying to go down the ice, he's interfered with, so the Oilers will have the power play advantage. So a heads-up play by Paul Coffey. He's shown it all offensively and defensively.
Coffey was certainly the dominant Oiler last night and is appearing to be that way again so far tonight. Drawing the interference penalty on Galley at 17:58. Neither team has scored on a power play goal as yet. There's the Tiger, whose father suffered a heart attack Monday in Weyburn, Saskatchewan. I understand is coming along well. Dave Williams and two of his brothers are here in Edmonton, of course, concerned about Dad.
Jim, this is a big penalty-killing situation for the Kings. You know, they've dominated the first period, and they certainly don't want to fall behind by a 2-0 count. That could be devastating to their hockey club.
The Oilers were 0 for 4 in the power play last night. Coffey with the puck. Gretzky. He knew he would come up with it out of his feet. Gretzky shot high. Doug Smythe is number 23 for the Kings, as they have Smith, Wells, and Hardy killing the penalties.
Now, would you stand in front of the net with a puck going around your eyebrows?
Coffey, Curry, Gretzky, and Huddy on the power play, and the outside pass stops the play.
You know, the way the Oilers can move that puck around, you know, it's hard to believe that they're going to shoot from just inside the blue line. They have to start working those 2-on-1 plays and then set up a screen or set up the deflection right in front of the net.
Gretzky is already 14th overall in the NHL all-time point list. He's 24 years old.
Before he is finished, he's going to leave his mark that may be impossible to ever accomplish again.
Although I guess they said that about Big Gordy, too. The crowd reacting to some activity in the stands. They're having a good time in Edmonton tonight. Although quite often it's a quiet crowd here, and they were quiet much of the time last night. It was slightly under capacity last night, and might be just a bit below that capacity tonight as well. Almost 18,000 seats in this fine building.
You know, you have your two lines, Gretzky's line and Messier's line, that have all the speed, and we're still waiting for Messier and Anderson to break out and get going the way they're capable of doing. You know, that speed of theirs, and it hasn't materialized yet.
We're on the ice now as Randy Gregg controls the puck now to Mark Messier. Anderson waiting behind him as Messier's shot just hit wide. Sykes has just come out of the penalty box, but Galley's penalty still in effect for 1 minute and 5 seconds. That's the time left in this Edmonton power play. Lowe keeps it in. Jay Wells failed to clear it out. Sykes gets it down the ice. We're on the last minute of the first period. The shots are 17-7 in favor of Los Angeles. But Coffey has scored the only goal as Glenn Anderson moves in and shoots high. Kevin Lowe keeping it onside. Anderson from back of the net. Messier out of the corner. Randy Gregg is number 21, back to Messier. Play is stopped as we have a little rough stuff in front of the net between Engblom and Anderson. And Ron Fournier's keeping tight control of things here. I think he might send them both to the penalty box with 31 seconds left in the period. Although still no indication for sure, it looks like both Brian Engblom and Glenn Anderson will get penalties for this.
Well, you know, anytime you're going to set up a screen or get in front of the goaltender, the job of the defenseman is to get him out of there. And you see Engblom hanging onto Anderson's stick, and his only retaliation is to throw that right hand, and who's right behind, of course, the referee. He's standing right there, has to call it.
Anderson's 2 minutes for roughing. Engblom's is for holding. So with 31 seconds left in the period, they go to the penalty box. This has not been a rough series. There were just two major penalties last night. A scrap between Melnick and Nichols. And there's Bob Miller, formerly with the Bruins and the Rockies. Hasn't played much so far in the series. 27 seconds left in the first period. Krushelnyski drops it to Wayne Gretzky. Good save, and Janicic hangs on to the puck.
Good for the youngster. He's battled back after letting that first shot by Coffey get by him. That's good stand-up goaltending, and Gretzky puts everything he has into it on a good drop pass by Krushelnyski. Look at that effort and that glove come out. Boy, we have seen outstanding goaltending in this series. We expected a lot of goals to be scored, but because of Janicic and Fuhr, that has not materialized.
Coffey putting it out in front. Wells goes to it in the corner. But cleared out. Krushelnyski, Pogretzky in front is Curry waiting in the slot. There's the pass. But Sykes was there to knock it down. Just 3 seconds left in the period. And the period will end with the Oilers leading by a goal as the siren goes to end the first period.
I'm sure Glenn Sather will have some unpleasantries to say to his hockey club, because it wasn't for that guy right there, Grant Fuhr, the Kings could be up by 2 or 3 goals. They did forecheck, they did create a lot of chances, and because of the goaltending and being a little unlucky, they trail 1-0. So they have to be a little frustrated at this stage.
The score at the end of the first period, Edmonton 1, Los Angeles 0. Stay tuned. Dave Taylor, who had an excellent year with 41 goals in the regular season, gets his first goal of the playoffs.
What do they say, Jim? The most important aspect in hockey is playing without the puck. And there's a good example of it, not being able to cover up the loose man.
That is the 9th Stanley Cup playoff goal for Dave Taylor, who was a 15th round draft choice out of Parkland College. It's a 1-all tie. 3:53 was the time of the goal. Ruskowski stole the puck at the blue line and started the play. Nichols also gets an assist. Taylor from Ruskowski and Nichols. It's a 1-all tie.
There was a difference. The Edmonton Oilers got the shot on net, and immediately the puck was cleared out. Oilers unable to do the same.
Gretzky's pass slides loose to the neutral zone. Redmond to Sykes. Engblom to Redmond, a veteran and a youngster on the Los Angeles defense. There is not a rookie in the Edmonton lineup, although they do have a lot of youth in their lineup that have had experience with the team. Redmond centering it, intercepted by Coffey. Curry and Gretzky combining as Gretzky comes in on Engblom. Centering it just out of the reach of Krushelnyski. Gretzky from back of the net takes the pass in front. Backhanded wide by Krushelnyski. There's a penalty coming in. Either Sykes or the goaltender Janicic for hauling down Yari Curry, and the Oilers will go on a power play.
Now there's a diet drink that tastes even better than Diet 7-Up. Tastes even crisper and cleaner than Diet 7-Up. What is it? An even better tasting Diet 7-Up.
Ooh, that refreshing taste. Oh, so crisp, so clear. That refreshing taste. Diet 7-Up is new in here.
Refreshing taste. Now the best is even better.
Well, this time it was Phil Sykes all over Yari Curry. Normally you're familiar seeing him beside Gretzky. There was a mix-up, but right in front of the net, you notice that Sykes has a hold of Curry's stick. The Oilers trying to get their first power play of the series.
These teams have excellent power plays, but neither has scored a power play goal thus far. Edmonton was 0 for 4 last night. This is their second opportunity in this game. And Messier's waved out of the circle, so Anderson talks to Napier before going in for the face-off. Jay Wells to take it for the Kings, the defenseman against Glenn Anderson. Anderson won the draw. Low from the point. It deflects to Anders Hawkinson. To Doug Smith. Cutting in on Low, who poked the puck away. They go into the end boards back of the Oiler goal. Now the Edmonton power play gets a chance to go to work. Mark Messier with Anderson taking the pass. Centering it, and it's hit well. Randy Gregg keeping it onside. From the corner, Anderson to Napier. Messier circling in front. Gregg at the point. The other point man is Low. Rink wide to Napier. Randy Gregg. And Napier passing it back and forth, waiting for the opening. Napier shot. Never reached the net. Anderson to Napier. Messier waiting at the side of the net, now moves in front. Hardy poked the puck away. It's still onside. Gregg going after it, has to leave it. It's a glove hand pass. And when a teammate picks up the puck, the play is stopped.
Well, everything was to the outside, the perimeter on that power play. You know, they're not really penetrating. And sometimes you want to slide somebody into the middle of the ice around the slot. That'll open things up. Randy Gregg is coming under some criticism with Coach Glenn Sather, not making enough contact, taking people out of the play hard enough. Well, he certainly did an excellent job of that in game one, finishing the check what Howie Meeker had talked about, and that's so very important in this game. Has to be done. You can't let a player, after hitting him against the boards, get back into play again.
The doctor's not supposed to hurt him.
Yeah, they're supposed to cure you, right?
Greg is 6'4", 212 pounds of MD. We played 6 minutes and 15 seconds of the second period. It's a 1-all tie. Paul Coffey and Dave Taylor have scored the goal. Gary Curry with the puck. 40 seconds left in this Edmonton power play. Huddy from the point. Coffey. To Curry. To Coffey. Loose puck in front. Swept away. Brought out by Terry Wiskowski. A hard-nosed captain of the Kings from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. And Fuhrer has to make an excellent save on Miller and turn the puck aside. That was a surprising shot. Gretzky in on Engblom. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Coffey's shot just picked outside the post. Janicic covers up the puck. 5 seconds left in the penalty to Sykes.
You know, here's a shot that you were talking about where Miller just unloaded one, you know, and that shouldn't give a goaltender that much trouble when you're shooting from just inside the blue line, but Miller must have got some good strength on that one to let that shot. Anytime you give Gretzky that amount of time, he's going to set up a play. But you notice on that play, the forward that's back-checking is attracted to Gretzky. He has his back to Coffey. That allows Coffey to slip right in the slot. The checker has to be in a position to look at Gretzky as well as Coffey.
Kings were fortunate. It went off Krushelnyski's skate wide of the net. Now the penalty's over. Sykes coming back on. So neither team has yet to score a goal in the series on a power play. And they have two of the best power plays in the league. But also have good penalty killers. Mark Messier with the puck. Lost it to Engblom. Dion's pass deflects to Taylor. Great leader for the Los Angeles team. Dave Taylor losing the puck. Goes after Messier along the board. They go to the ice. Dion gets the loose puck. Took the shot. And it goes high and off the target. Engblom, who's from Winnipeg. Formerly with the Canadians and the Capitals. Now Marcel Dion putting it in front and it deflects to the board. Coffey goes after. Can he go end-to-end this time? Here he goes. Paul Coffey. A little traffic that time. Curry shot. Janicic stopped it on the short side. Coffey from back of the net. Semenko's moving in front as the shot by Curry is picked out. Icing indicated as Fogelin gets to the puck, it's waved off. McClellan keeping it in the Edmonton zone. Just past the 8-minute mark, second period, 1-all tie. The shots were 19-15 in favor of Los Angeles. Icing waved off as Janicic plays the puck ahead to McClellan. To Bernie Nichols. This is a check as well. Passed it and took a hit from Willie Lindstrom. But Lindstrom also went down in the collision. Wells off the boards to McClellan. Back to Wells. Big J. Wells slapping it in the Edmonton zone. Kevin Lowe. Dangerous pass got by Nichols. This is Billy Carroll. Semenko going in on Galley. Galley turned away, and Semenko winds up centering the puck. Carroll's shot stopped by Janicic. Carroll didn't get much on it.
No, he didn't.
Willie Lindstrom with the puck. Well, this line of Lindstrom, Semenko, and Carroll has not much ice time because he's got a very good shift. He's still out there, but now changing on the move as Carroll goes after the puck. Still out of his playoff experience, of course, with the Islanders. He's with them for the two of their Stanley Cups. Randy Gregg chasing the puck during the midway mark, second period. Kevin McClellan moving in. Drop pass to Lumley. Ooh, the shot just dribbled off Janicic's leg. Now it's opening up. Notice the speed picking up.
Well, the Oilers have picked up the pace. They're starting to move, and they really got a good little bit of life from their fourth unit.
McClellan in on Hammond. Backhanded wide. Drake keeping it in. Bumped by Williams. Fox. Doug Smith weaving in traffic. Flips it for Williams high. Dave Lumley gets the puck. 9:48 left, second period. McClellan moving in with Lumley. Lumley with the chance. Williams gets the puck. Lost it in his own zone. It's recovered and brought up by Anglo. Shot on his left, and they go offside. Shot in a bit too soon. Stanley Cup 85 returns in a moment.
These are very special medals. These are medals awarded to mentally handicapped athletes who take part in Canadian Special Olympics. Hello, I'm Gaëtan Boucher, honorary head coach of the Canadian Special Olympics speed skating program. The program is designed to improve the physical fitness and skills of mentally handicapped people. It also helps to instill the confidence, self-esteem, and motivation so necessary to any winning effort. Get involved. Please contact your local chapter of Canadian Special Olympics.
For the second straight night at the Capitol Center, Washington and the Islanders going into overtime. The score tied 1-1, and Willie Plett has two. North Stars have taken the lead on the Blues 3-2.
I wonder if the Capitals and the Islanders get time and a half for overtime. Get paid?
Well, they get paid pretty well for regular time. But they're earning it, though. You can bet they are in that series. Some great matchups. You know, the people talk about maybe changing the playoff system, but I'm one who thinks this is the way it should be. You get such great regional playoffs, and we're seeing them all over the league. They're still talking about some of those matchups last year. Canadians and the Nordiques, and of course the Oilers and the Flames as Anderson shot wide. Glenn Anderson just missing the target.
You know, you always question when a player uses that slap shot. Does he have the control? Can he pick the corner? Or should he go to the wrist shot? And you really have better control. Glenn Anderson, excellent scoring position. You want to get as much on it as you can. And the puck misses the net. But you notice again, Janusek was out there challenging, trying to give him as little angle to shoot it as possible.
Glenn Anderson with 42 goals in the regular season. In his playoff record, 23 goals and 56 points in 50 playoff games. Bernie Nichols talks to Mark Hardy, two key members of the Los Angeles Kings. One of the surprise teams in the league this year, 82 points on the season. One of the most improved clubs in the league. Wiskowski checking Huddy. Anderson bumped by Hammond. The score is 1-1. Hawkinson moving in with Wiskowski. Hawkinson in the slot, tripped up. And out come the Oilers. The puck stolen by Bernie Nichols. Nichols centering it and went off Hawkinson.